friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. Today what I want to share with you is what I'm doing in my greenhouse. The temps have really are starting to get high. In the morning and the overnight it's like 50 degrees, so it's not so bad. But I struggle because I have my citrus in the greenhouse and I want to get it acclimated to everything, and I could put it outside, but that means I have to move it come fall. So what I have done to help my plants, and I'm praying this works, I had done it over the weekend and my plants seem to love it. I still have some things that are still new, but this is what I've got, so I'm going to go in and share it with you. So here we have a little fan. It is Ryobi, and you get it at Home Depot. I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in just a minute. But you see how it is misting out to my plants. And all I do is, in a couple of hours, I will come back out and I will rotate my green stalks. So all the plants will get some. Now, first thing I do in the morning is I fill this with water. I water all my plants that are still in here. Some of them I'm going to be putting outside, like the tomatoes and peppers. Right now I had so many, I put them together so I can transplant later. And what I do is I just rotate everything. And I've got some nice looking lettuce and chives. And over here, behind here, is some spinach. And that's the New Zealand spinach. But I have a variety of things going on, including those citrus. So what I wanted to do was I originally bought this fan for inside, for my needs. You know, when it gets really warm, because we're getting rid of the air conditioners. So let me show you a little bit about this. I'm not sure if I can do this by holding the camera. But what happens, let's see, I don't want to get the camera wet either. We have two settings down here, and I don't know if you can see it. The right side is for mist, or you can have it for vapor. I have them both on high right now. And what you do is you fill the bucket, a clean bucket, with clean water. And I will lift this up, and you have this item here. I'm going to change something. Hold on. So what you have is you have this part here that takes the water in. So you want to make sure that it's clean water with no residue or anything. You put this onto the bucket so it sucks up the water inside. So that's where the water's coming from. So it works via a battery. I charge the battery up and I put it in there. The battery takes a little while to charge up, but it runs for 5 hours. So it's really hot in here right now. It's up over 80, almost 90 degrees right now. But what we have over here, we have plastic. I'm going to change this so I can show you a little bit more. So inside the greenhouse, we're up over 90 degrees now. And up here on the windows is the hardware cloth. And behind it is the plastic that we've had up all winter. And that's been great because it has kept it warm in here, which means we're going to do a few more things so that we can keep it even warmer throughout the winter. But what I'm liking is that this fan here, oops, I didn't turn it back up. What I do is I try to face it up as high at an angle and face it to the plants. In 4 to 5 hours, I will move it so that it'll face the citrus and everything else up there. When I came out yesterday, everything was nice and moist, everything was happy. And then another 4 hours later, I will come out, turn it again for some spinach and lettuce and some chives over here and other plants that are in here right now. The reason I'm sharing this is because the other thing is, I don't know if you notice, it's on the bucket, the 5-gallon bucket. You don't have to get a fancy one. I just liked it, so I did it. And you just turn this to wherever you need it, and it turns nicely on the bucket edges. And by the way, I'm not being sponsored by Home Depot because I don't do much sponsoring, but by the way. But I do love how this is actually getting the leaves and making them happy. And like I said, in a couple of hours, I'll come out and I'll move all the buckets here. I'm really hot, so I can't think with heat. What's happening over here is my husband is removing the plastic for me, so we get a little bit more ventilation in here. It still gets really hot in here because of the roofing. And as you can see, we also now have lighting in here at night. So if I come out here, I can work in here if I want. So when it gets dark, 7, 8 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever time that is, I can come out here and there's lighting that I don't have to worry about. And that also is run by solar, which we have over here connected inside. It gets plenty of sun from the outside, even though it's inside. So that's what we do. First thing in the morning, we fill these up with 2 gallons of water, and then I manually water all the edges, and again over there manually watering everything. And then over here at the end, before I go in, I start misting, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm really happy that my husband is now taking that plastic off, because I was sweltering. I mean, I have to go probably take another shower, but it's really nice because it's nice and hot in there in the greenhouse, and taking the plastic off will still keep it warm in there, but the misting will keep my plants from dying back. And so I'm glad I found that. I was basically getting that because I wanted battery operated or solar operated cooling, and because we're going to get rid of our air conditioners because they use a lot of energy. And so when I was looking at this, I'm like, wait a minute, it has a mister. And I realized some people might use the misting for themselves, and which we might if we're in the gazebo or something. The cool thing about this is easy enough to pick up and take with you. The fan itself is fine, and you do not have to use it for just water. I purchased it with the water. I actually got a second one so that we can have it inside, because you can turn it on just for fan, and you can also turn it on for fan and mist, and you would do both of them at the same time. So I'm keeping it on high in the really hot days like today, and then I'm actually kind of glad to be out here because it's cooler outside the greenhouse. So this might be something that you can utilize in your own greenhouses or in areas that are really super hot that you're taking care of plants and stuff, or taking care of you. So like I said, this is a Ryobi, and it's only sold at Home Depot. So I did get a sale on it, so I was really happy about that. It comes with 1 battery, so you have to charge it. But because I got a second one, I have a second battery. You can buy battery kits and stuff like that. And then my husband actually got me a drill, a battery operated drill. So I don't use the drill all the time, so I can alternate these. So while this one's charging, I can charge the other battery so that I can have ongoing misting and watering for about, I will probably do this, I said every 5 hours, but it runs for 5 hours. Every 4 hours, I will come out and change it up. And that's the way I'm going to be watering things in the greenhouse. I hope it was informative, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and may God keep you cool and bless you.